we go. Hello, everyone. It is our Jane Austen birthday celebration. We will wait a few moments for the guests to arrive. See who will be able to find time in their busy Christmas schedule
Right.
to celebrate Jane Austen's birthday. Goodness. So, what have you been, Charlene? What have you been doing lately, like Christmas wise? Like, what has been filling your schedule?
Uh, well, I set up an advent calendar for my kids. So they
Oh,
have
nice.
a different activity that they're doing each day, and they have puzzles that they're putting together each day.
That's cool.
So that was fun in November. I got to put the two puzzles together and then break them apart so that they could
Oh,
do them each day for the month. So,
wow, that sounds like a lot of work.
yeah. I heard Chantel talk about it, and I'm like, I wouldn't do it for me because I can easily go 2, 3, 4 years between doing puzzles.
Yeah.
And but I was like, I could do that for the kids. So
Yeah.
my son's was really easy to put together. My daughter's was not, and it's also covered in glitter. I just thought the pieces were shiny. I didn't realize it was glitter when I bought it.
Oh, so did the glitter get everywhere?
Yes.
Oh man,
I
that's the
sure
worst.
does.
That is the worst part.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
But yeah, so they've been doing that. We have Christmas with my husband's family this weekend, so I have to get everything finished up with that. I still got to get all the presents wrapped. So
Wow. So that's this coming weekend.
yeah.
Yeah.
So because we're spread out, we don't do it on Christmas Day. So
Yeah. Well, we often have to like spread out our Christmas, but usually the second Christmas that we do is after Christmas. So I don't typically have to have stuff ready for Christmas before Christmas, which is nice.
yeah.
Um,
I
yeah,
like that we do. I like we tend to do it before Christmas because my birthday's after Christmas, and this way it
yeah,
doesn't fall on the same day.
yeah. My younger
So
son, his birthday is December 30th. So
yeah, yep. Mine's the
yeah,
28th, so
yeah. It's a hard time of year to have a
it
birthday,
is.
especially
Yeah,
because he's like not at school, so he doesn't get to
mhm,
celebrate with his friends.
yeah,
And um and then also there definitely have been times because it's the middle of our Christmas break and we're not like we're just home a lot of days. It's not our regular schedule and we literally can get confused about what day of the week it is.
uh huh.
There have definitely been times when like half the day has passed or more and we have all, including him, forgotten that it was his birthday.
Oh no.
I mean, we always have a celebration planned and we never forget that, like we have the
Yeah,
party or whatever, but it's not always on the day of.
yeah.
So if nothing is happening or scheduled on the day of his birthday, um, there's definitely been plenty of times when, yeah, we middle of the day was like, oh my goodness, happy birthday, Benjamin. And he's like, oh yeah, it is my birthday, isn't it?
See the joys of like older kids versus younger kids. My kids will not forget.
Oh yeah,
Like they
yeah,
will wake up that morning. It's my birthday. But
yeah,
yeah, older kids not quite as much.
yes, yeah. It's a little more ho hum.
Yeah.
So, welcome to those of you who have joined us. Leave a comment and let us know you're here. Also, you will want to leave a comment because we are planning on doing a giveaway today, and everybody who makes a comment is going to be entered. So, go ahead and leave a comment and say hello if you're here. And also, let me tell you what we're giving away. So, we each have an item for you. I'm going to give you your choice, the winner, your choice of a t shirt or a mug with my husband's obstinate headstrong girl design on it, which this is the mug. So turn it around like this. Or the shirt, which I'm wearing. I don't know if I can show you. Gotta figure out which which way in the camera. Nope, wrong way. Over here. Anyway, it's the same design, but it's on a t-shirt. I need to go this way. There, you can see. Obstinate headstrong girl. Anyway, that's a t-shirt. So your choice of mug or a t-shirt with that design on it. And then Charlene has a book she can tell you about. She's going to send
Yeah.
you.
I don't know how well it shows up on the camera, but it's
I
this edition of Pride and Prejudice. And it has wide margins in it, so you can take notes in it as you're reading the book. It has extra information on like the time period and stuff like that that you can get while you're reading. I know, and it comes with some stickers. I know that. I don't remember everything that's listed on here, and it won't let me blow it up.
Oh, bummer.
But yeah, I saw it at Half Price Books, and I went, "Ooh, this sounds really good." And I found it online, and it's the same price. So I'm like,
nice.
So.
I have never been to a Half Price Books.
Oh, so I've only been to a couple, but
yeah, they're not anywhere in my area. So
yeah, we have one close to us, and then we have one close to where my family lives. So
oh, that's nice.
I've been to both of those.
Do they have really good deals a lot of times?
Mm-hmm.
On books? Yeah.
Yeah, they have new and used books. So the used books, you get an even better deal.
Yeah.
So, and you can sell your books there, which is what I do a lot of times.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like McKay here. Hello, yeah. Skeleton Key Books, making dinner but listening in. Welcome. So I'm going to add you to my wheel of names over here so I can keep track of that. All right. So we have some trivia. So now, Charlene, I purposely didn't send you the trivia because I wanted you to see if you could answer any of it too. But if any of you who are listening or watching have an answer, the first person to put in their answer is the one who gets the point. But the points don't matter because there aren't any prizes. Just the pride of knowing.
Whose line is it anyway?
That's right. We're going to keep track, but they don't matter. Okay, first of all, and I have a lot of hard questions in here, but hopefully there are some that are easy that a lot of people would know. We'll see. First of all, how many siblings did Jane have? This is one that I would have known, or I could have made a good stab at it.
Yeah. The only guess that I have is from reading the Lost Memoirs.
Oh, yeah.
And that was all the way back in January. So I'm like, I don't remember at this point. But I'll wait and let other people guess before I start guessing. So.
I will give a hint. She had a decent-sized family. Hello, Dia. Dia's
Hi,
here.
Dia.
Dia, do you know how many siblings Jane Austen had? That's our first trivia question of the evening. What are we guessing? She says, what are we guessing? How many siblings Jane Austen had? Skeleton Key Books guesses 4. Okay. 4 is not correct. If you have it, do you have a guess, Dia? If not, I'll just tell everybody the answer.
And no Googling.
Let's see. 7. Oh, yeah. I forgot to say, no Googling. Did you Google that, Dia?
I was going to guess 5. I had no idea.
No Googling, no AI consultation. But you are right, Dia. 7 is correct. She had 7.
I'm sure Dia was not cheating. So
yeah, I'm sure. I trust Dia. Yes. She had 6 brothers and a sister. So that's a lot of brothers. But
for some reason, I thought she had 2 sisters, and I don't know why.
Well, there were 2 sisters. I mean, the 2 of them, Jane and Cassandra. Maybe that's.
Maybe. I don't know. I knew Cassandra. For some reason, I thought there was a younger one or something.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Oh, Dia says she didn't. She didn't. we know.
Hannah's here.
Hannah. Hi, Hannah. Welcome. Oh, I need to add. Hold on, just one moment, everybody. I need to add Dia and Hannah to my wheel of names before I forget. You guys are entered in our drawing. T-shirt or mug, your choice of one of them, or a book, which you can go back later and watch the beginning of the video to find out exactly what, or maybe we'll mention it again later. Anyway, next trivia question. She had 6 brothers. Can anybody name at least 3 of them? Can you name at least 3 of her brothers? If you pick some names of English kings, you'll get them.
Well, that helps.
They are very, very traditional English names. Except for one. There's only one that's not really a common English name. Well, at least not that you think of, like and it's not, I don't think there's any king of England with that name. So there's one outlier, but the rest are, you see, what are we guessing? We are guessing Jane Austen's brothers' names. She had 6 brothers. Can you name 3 of them? Skeleton Key says George, Henry, and Charles. Ding, ding, ding. She gets a point. That is 3.
George and Charles were going to be my first 2 guesses after you said that.
Yes. And then Dia guesses John, James, and Charles. John is not correct, but James and Charles, yes. Her brothers were in order, oldest, youngest, James, George, Edward, Henry, Francis, and Charles. Francis is the one that I thought was a bit of an outlier name.
Yeah.
Like not as traditional.
I was going to guess Frederick, so I was right that one of them started with an F, but I had the wrong name.
Yeah, Francis. Close. Where was Austen? What did you say?
I said, no, that's not a king.
Oh, no.
I know the king's back to William I, and that's not one of them.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Nicholas was a Tsar in Russia. Okay, where was Austen in the sibling lineup in the birth order? Out of 8 altogether. Dia says Edward and Henry, and that's correct for the names, for the brothers' names. Okay, Hannah guesses 3rd. Any other guesses of where Jane Austen was in the sibling lineup or birth order, in other words? I like that she had a large family because I also had a large family. I'm from a large family. I have 10 siblings.
Oh, so, goodness.
Yeah. I have 6 sisters. I'm one of 7 sisters and 4 brothers. So, and I am,
there are 2 of us.
2 of you. I am smack dab in the middle. So I'm number 6. So, and that's like being 6 of 11 is like the middlest of all middle.
Yeah.
It's super middle.
Right.
So what are you in your birth order in your family?
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest. All right. Skeleton Key. What is your first name, by the way, if you don't mind? I mean, it's okay if you don't want to, but I feel a little bit funny calling you Skeleton Key all the time. Anyway, she guesses 2nd. And then Dia guesses 3rd.
I was going to guess 4th. Okay.
Charlene guesses 4th. Hannah says she's the oldest of 9. Another big family.
Wow.
5 brothers and 3 sisters. Wow. Yay for the big families. Long delay. Yeah, the comments are coming in slower. That's not happened to me before, so I don't know why. Stina, nice to meet you. I will give you all the answer. No one was correct. She was the 7th, second to last. Yep. And I think Charles was the only one younger than her. All right, next question. Name one of the estates inherited by Jane Austen's brother, Edward Knight. He inherited 2 estates. Dia says she's the baby. You know, that's funny, Dia, because I don't see you as a younger sibling. I see you more as like being an older one, like the oldest. Mm-hmm. You see more of that personality. Any ideas? There is a book by a fairly popular author with the name of one of these estates. So there's a hint for you. And also, Austen lived at one of the estates, not in the main house, but in a house on the property. So that's one that a lot of people think of. As being like, they know that one. And I think it was only those two estates that he inherited. I think the family had other estates, but he inherited those two. I don't know. All right, if nobody has a guess, or we're just like,
yeah, I don't even have a guess. I'm trying to figure out like what popular book has names of a house in it.
Well, it's
the Pemberley.
The book, yeah, totally funny. The book itself, I don't know
or
how
Manderley. Sorry, not Pemberley.
But the author has like a mini series was made recently by about a book that she wrote. Not this one, but anyways.
Okay.
Godmersham Park is the one, and that's the book. Jill Hornby, she wrote Godmersham, something about Godmersham Park. Okay. And she also wrote Miss Austen, which is about Cassandra, and that was made into a PBS miniseries. Sina says Longbourn. It would be fun if she used the actual name in one of her stories. Godmersham. Do you guess Godmersham? Yeah, Godmersham Park was one, and Chawton House was the other, and that's the one where Austen lived for a while. Let's see. This is an easy one, so I feel like everybody should get this one. This is a softball question. What did Austen's father do for a living? Her brother's a step and an adopted. Okay. So I guess in a sense you were a firstborn. So that makes sense. So regarding Jane Austen's father and his job that he had, it was one of the few careers that gentlemen of that time, that it was considered genteel enough for a gentleman to have this job. So you have like 3 options. Narrows it down if you know what those 3 options are.
Yeah. And I do not.
Yeah.
Really, I need to do more research into this time period.
Yeah. Well, I read a lot of Regency books, so that era. So I've learned as I read them. So technically I'm an only child, but that isn't how I was raised. Okay. That's cool. Hannah says he had ships. I don't know. Well, that's a good guess because she did have a couple brothers who were sailors, and they were like captains. I think one of them might have been an admiral. Was one of them an admiral? I think they got pretty high in the ranks of the British Navy. So that's a really good guess. And Stina says minister. Yes, he was the rector at the Steventon Parish, and Dia says pastor. Very good. Ding, ding, ding. He also had a school, like boys would come and live at their house, and he would tutor them and educate them. So he was a teacher too, and a farmer because he had a home farm on his property that he managed. So he did a lot of things.
I wanted to guess minister, but then I went, oh no, I think I'm thinking of Charlotte Bronte.
Oh yeah, it is interesting that they both were like very seems like very like they're a lot of times in the Anglican Church at that time, like you had, because it was like a gentleman's job, some people just had it because it was a way to make money and have a livelihood, but they weren't really very spiritually minded at all. But it seemed like Jane Austen's father and Charlotte Bronte's father were not like that at all. Like they seemed very devout, and they were very much concerned with spiritual matters. And Dia said clergy. Yes, that is correct. And this is a fun one. Where was Jane's cousin Eliza born? So, not in England. I'll give you that hint. Hence, it was a question. Yeah. Because I think it's so interesting. The different connections. I read a biography about Austen earlier this year. I forget who the author was. Anyway, but in that book, she talks a lot about Austen's family and like her extended family and the community in which she lived and the people who lived there. So like you learned a lot about not just Austen herself, but all of like her extended family and community. It was really cool. Switzerland, incorrect. Ireland, also incorrect. The correct answer is Calcutta, India.
See, that's immediately where I thought of, because I'm like, I feel like most people in England around, especially the Victorian era, if they weren't born in England, they were born in India.
Yeah. Yep. So her mom actually went to India to find a husband and got married in India. But there is speculation that Eliza's father was actually Warren Hastings, who was the Governor General of India at the time. Because it's a lot of people have made the assumption, now who knows if they're right or not, but it is based on some reasonable evidence that they had an affair, like a lifelong affair.
Okay.
And that Eliza's son, he actually was like a godfather to him, but he actually supported him. Anyway, welcome, Sarah. Just in time. Yes, you are here. And I am going to add your name into our giveaway because we're doing a giveaway today for everybody who comments is going to be entered in the giveaway. And right now we're doing some trivia. So I bet Sarah can answer a lot of these questions. She knows a lot about Jane Austen.
And I do not. So that's why I'm here. Gladys.
Yes, you are supposed to put your answers in the comments. So next question. What happened to the fiance of Jane's sister, Cassandra? Or a lot of people call her Cassandra. I'm not sure if it's just a matter of accent or if one is the correct way to say it. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Welcome, Sandra. So let's see. Sarah says 6. Okay, that was the how many siblings she had? That was 7. Hannah, yes, he died. And Dia says he died. Both of you are correct. Does anybody know what he died of? Bonus points.
I know my guess, but I think I'm thinking more of Bronte's era, but it still could have been popular at that time, or common at that time.
Dia says yellow fever, and Dia is right. Sarah, sorry, had to refresh the page. That's quite all right. You can answer the old questions if you want. Okay.
My first thought was either consumption/tuberculosis.
Right. Yes, that would be, yeah.
That was extremely common, unfortunately.
Yes. Influenza, yeah, that's another common one. But it was yellow fever. Dia was correct. Dia said that right. Yeah. Dia was correct. All right. Oh, this is a hard one. This is really hard. I would not have been able to answer this question, but I found it last night when I was looking up information. And I was like, oh, that's a good one. Okay. Name one of the ships captained by her brothers that Austen names in her books. Because she actually used the real names of their ships in her books. The article I was reading only mentioned Mansfield Park, but I'm pretty sure in Persuasion she also mentions real ships' names, although they maybe weren't captained by her brothers. Maybe her brothers were just on them at some point. But I think when she mentions a ship in her books, they're usually a real Navy ship.
And I definitely don't remember at this point.
Yeah. This is not a detail that would stick in my brain. I know.
Especially when I've only read that one once. So
yeah. Yes. Yeah. And that's the sort of detail that, I mean, like you just skim over it, right? You know, like the ship name, it doesn't get stored in your brain.
Yeah.
They're fun names though. Look at Dia. Was one of them the elephant? Yes. Yes, it was.
Oh, nice job.
Yes. Woohoo. Dia is raking in all of the points. The other one, I don't know how to say this word. I should, but I don't. Endymion. Endymion. Cleopatra and Canopus were the other names. So And this is a little bit of a trick question. Which Austen novels mention Christmas? I thought that would be an appropriate question for this time of year.
Unfortunately, I can only think of one now off the top of my head.
Hello, Nourish. All right. Hannah says Sense and Sensibility and Persuasion. And she is correct, but not completely correct.
Okay, I was like, I came up with another book and I swear it mentions Christmas.
Yes. There's more than these.
Okay.
So if you are just joining us, welcome. And be sure and leave a comment and let us know that you are here and you will be entered in our giveaway. And also to try to answer.
It's not a trick question. Like, it's every book that mentions it, is it?
It is actually.
I kind of just had this feeling. I'm like, wait a second.
Yes, every single one of her books mentions Christmas. They don't all have like Christmas scenes. Like in some of them, like it happens off page. Like so in Mansfield Park, for example, Edmund spends Christmas holidays at his friend's house, and the whole time Fanny's thinking that he's like, or somebody is, I don't know if it's Fanny or Mary Crawford is thinking that he's falling in love with the girls there and he's going to marry one of them. But he's like there over Christmas break. Yes, Sarah, all of them. Correct.
I knew Emma took place around Christmas.
Yes, Emma has some Christmas scenes in it, which are really, I like those. Persuasion does too. I think they're at the, is that when they're at that family, the Musgroves? I think they have like Christmas celebration there. All right. Name a place where Jane Austen lived. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different possible options of where she lived. One of them is not as obvious as the others, if you know anything about her life.
Are we naming like houses or like cities?
Places. Yeah, cities.
Cities, okay.
Cities/towns. All right, Sandra is correct. Chawton. That was the last, kind of the last place she lived. Bath, yes.
That was the only one I could think of for sure.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting all of them. There's 3 more. Steventon, correct. That's where she grew up. I don't think she ever lived in Lyme. She did visit there, and she liked it. That's why she set part of Persuasion in it. But I don't think that she ever had a residence there. Although the lines get a little blurred because back then when they went to some place, they stayed there for a little while. So it gets kind of blurred. Do you mean Chawton? Yeah. Winchester. Yes. That is where she died. So I think we're missing 2. Yes. Yeah. Chawton. So the only 2 that haven't been mentioned are Southampton. So she lived there together with, there was like a bunch of people that lived in a not very large house there in Southampton. They may have been in Hampshire is a county, I think, right? What do they call them? I think they call them counties. I think that's a county. I'm not sure. Anyways, the other place was Dean, which, and I would never have been able to guess that. When she was very young, like before she was fully weaned or whatever, like as a toddler, she lived with a nurse or a nanny in the village of Dean before going back home to live with her parents. So up until she was like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years old or something like that, which is so weird. I don't understand why people did that. But anyways, which of Austen, this is an easy one. Okay. Get ready to type your answer. Okay. Which of Jane Austen's books were published first? Which was published first? Get my grammar correction. Autocorrect didn't like Hampton or Chawton. Yeah, autocorrect doesn't like doesn't like me at all. All right.
This one I actually know the answer to. So.
Yes. Yeah, I figured a lot of people would know this one, especially if they were paying attention to the order in which we read books.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got Hannah and Sandra and Dia with the correct answer. Sense and Sensibility. Well done. All of you are correct. This is another pretty easy one. Under what, and a sort of a trick question, under what name were her books originally published? I mean, like, what name did she use for herself? It's like the Brontes gave themselves men's names.
Yeah, they were the Bells.
Oops, sorry, Sarah was actually the first one. A lady, yes. And yes, it was anonymous, yeah, but she did use the phrase a lady, which I thought was an interesting designation. Which of Austen's books was dedicated to the Prince Regent? And this was, in a sense, under duress. Like, she didn't really want to, but when the Prince Regent's librarian suggests to you that you do something, then you do it.
I remember seeing the dedication, but I don't remember which book it was now.
It was Emma. Hannah is correct. Okay. Hello, Border Collie in a library. And I know your name, but I don't remember it right now. I'm sorry. Let's see. Border. I am so bad with names. I apologize about that. So I have added you to our giveaway. Dia says Emma, correct. Sasha. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Next question. Which of her books were published last? And the use of the plural there was correct and intentional. And I might add, they were published posthumously. So her brother Henry published these for her. Does anybody know?
Now, is this of her completed novels or even the incomplete?
Completed.
Okay.
Completed full-length novels. I think, we got all guesses all at the same time. Northanger Abbey was one of them, yes. And Persuasion was the other. So between the two of you, you had the correct answer. And Mansfield Park and Persuasion. Persuasion, yes. Mansfield Park had been published already. And Persuasion, yes. Persuasion and Northanger Abbey were published together in 3 volumes, I think, but they were published at the same time. So, very good, everybody. Everybody knows their Jane Austen stuff.
At least the books.
At least the books, yeah, not her life.
Some people do.
Yes, yeah. How old was she when her first book was published? No Googling. You just have to guess. Make an educated guess. Because she was born in 1775. And if you have some idea of her lifespan and when she published her books. I will give a hint. She didn't actually have anything published until the years she was living in Chawton House, on the property of Chawton House. Hannah says 22. I'm not doing math though. Yeah, there's way too much brain power involved in doing actual math. But 22 is not correct. 26 is also not correct, but you're getting closer. I actually didn't realize she was as old as she was when her first book was published until I was looking up these details to come up with these questions. We keep getting closer, 30-ish. Now we've gone too far. 38. 35 is the correct answer. She was 35 years old. Oh, you guys, you're so close. 36, 34. So
Sorry,
close.
I forgot to mark. Who wrote 38?
Dia.
Okay.
Dia got 38. But then she went to 35, 36. Yep, she was 35 years old. And here's a related question. Her entire body of work was published over the span of how many years? And I'm not talking about like her Juvenilia or Lady Susan or her fragments. Sarah is correct. 6 years. Oh, Sandra says Sarah wrote 38. Sorry. My bad. Hannah guesses 5. 6 is correct. But 5 is pretty close. Good job. Yeah. I kind of like knew that, but it just kind of hit me when I was coming up with this yesterday. I was like, man, all in 6 years. And imagine if she
had... Sorry, I meant who wrote 35 first, not 38. That doesn't help with scoring if it's the wrong answer.
35, I don't know if anybody quite hit 35. Dia mentioned it at some point.
Okay.
Sandra said 36, Hannah said 34, and then Dia said 35, 36.
Okay.
Okay. Next. Which, I think the rest of these are book related. Like topics in the books. Which of Austen's full-length novels are said to have been originally written in epistolary format? And by the way, I thought that this was accepted like fact, but apparently it's disputed, that it's not proven that she wrote them first in epistolary format and then reworked them to be published.
So I'm assuming by epistolary you mean like pretty much the
letters.
Entire thing was letters.
Right. Like Lady Susan is almost entirely epistolary. All right, we have guesses. Sense and Sensibility was one of them, yes. Emma and Mansfield Park, no. Yes, Sense and Sensibility. And yes, Sarah got both of them. Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility. But apparently that is now disputed. So, and I haven't looked into like the arguments pro and against. So I don't know what to think, but I was always told that she did write them originally as letters. Okay. Name a set of sisters found in Sense and Sensibility. And the first one is obvious. Everybody should be able to get that one. There are actually multiple sets of sisters in Sense and Sensibility, which I thought was cool because, you know, like I have a lot of sisters and I really caught a strong theme of sister relationships when I read it this year for the first time. I had never thought of that. I'd never seen it from that angle as much before. I mean, obviously there's Eleanor and Marianne, but she's definitely specifically contrasting some different sister sets. So we've got Eleanor, Marianne, and Margaret. Margaret and Marianne, yep. So those are the main sibling set there, the main sisters. There are 2 other sets of sisters in the story who are all part of the plot. One set is much more than the other, is much more involved. The other one's
I remember one set. I'm trying to remember the other.
Yeah. Lucy and who?
I'm like, Lucy and Mrs. whatever their last, or Miss whatever their last name is.
Yes. Yeah. It was sometimes she was called Anne and sometimes she was called Nancy. That was her sister.
Okay.
The Dashwood sisters. Yep. Yes. The Steeles. Lucy and Anne Steele. Nobody remembers Lucy's sister name. Poor Anne.
Well, because she was mostly called Miss Steele.
Yes.
Because she was the oldest. So.
Right. Yep. And also she was just, I mean, she's kind of a, forgettable character in a sense, but not as much in a sense because I also.
She wasn't as prevalent. Lucy was much more prevalent in the story.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Anne was just kind of like a simpering, nonsensical kind of girl. You're like, okay. There is one other set of sisters. I wonder if anybody can guess. Were 2 of the mother's sisters? No. Oh, hey, Cheryl. I don't even remember her existing. She was pretty forgettable.
She's easy to forget, yeah. I'm like, I feel like it's the wife of, is he a baron? Is that his title? That rents the cottage to them or lets them live in the cottage. I feel like it's his wife
Oh,
and her
Lord
sister.
John Middleton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
His wife is one of them. She's Lady Middleton. And then her sister is Mrs. Palmer.
Okay.
And Mrs. Palmer's house is where, so Lady Middleton, that's the house where they live in the cottage on the property and they interact with her a decent amount. But then Mrs. Palmer visits them there, but she also has them stay with her at her house. And it's at her house where Marianne gets sick and almost dies. And Willoughby comes and makes his confession of sorts.
Okay.
So that's
I couldn't remember Mrs. Palmer's name because I'm like, I feel like she was the one that I'm like, you're super nosy and butting into people's business, but I still love you.
Yeah.
But I could not remember her name.
Yes. So then we have how many letters in their entirety are included in Pride and Prejudice? And this is one reason why people think that she wrote it epistolary first, because it has a lot of letters in it. So it's like she kept them, even though she mostly used narrative there. Hannah guesses 5. Sarah guesses 7. Sasha guesses 24.
That would be a lot.
That would be a lot. It's not quite that many. It's more than 5 or 7, but less than 24. If anybody else wants to take a stab at it. Sandra says 12. Stina says 13. Dia says 40. That would be an awful lot. The correct, got another one. Hannah says 15. That's getting really close. The correct answer is 19. Now there are mentions, Dia said 40. I think that there are mentions of 40 different letters and or like quotes from letters. Like somebody reads a quote from a letter, and I think 40 is that number. So that might be what you're thinking, Dia. Yeah, Dia says, I'm going big. Well, I think you were still right in a sense. And Sarah says, wow, yeah, that's a lot. 19 full letters. All right, we have just a few more. Which of Austen's heroines did she think, this is easy, did she think no one but herself would like? Everybody should know this one. And to this day, many people do not like this heroine. Yes, Sandra's right. Emma. Cheryl says, I was thinking 2 to 3. I'm failing. Well, there are 2 to 3 really memorable letters in there, so that makes sense.
I can remember one in particular.
Yes. There's one crucial letter.
Yes.
Dia says, oh, I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Emma, the letters maybe? There being 40 mentions, probably. Emma, yes, you were all right. Good job, Emma. Now, okay, question. Do you guys like Emma or not? I happen to like Emma. I think she has some amazing character development in this story. So I happen to like Emma personally, but I know a lot of people don't. And Jane Austen was right when she said not many people would like her.
Yeah. I didn't like her when I first read the story. Like it wasn't her novel, but it was a version of the story. And I did not like her at all. Yeah. And I'm like, she's kind of growing on me as I read the books more.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Dia says no. Emma annoys me until the end, and then it's all fine.
Yeah. She does have the most growth of the book.
She does. So. And I feel like it's very realistic character development, too, because Emma has to go through some really embarrassing things. And even some heart-wrenching things. And, I mean, isn't that how we really grow? Like, I feel like it's very realistically done. I do now. I hated her in my early 20s. I hear a lot of people say that. Like at one point they hated her, but then they loved her. I just always loved her. I don't know what that says about me. I loved her when I read it as a teen. Yeah, so did I.
So now Dia's the opposite.
But I still do. I still love her. No, I liked her better the second time, just like I liked the book better the second time, but still my least favorite book and heroine and couple. Oh, I love Mr. Knightley. Oh, he's my favorite. He rivals Mr. Darcy for being my favorite. Okay, this is an astonishing number, guys, by the way. How many letters is it estimated that Jane Austen wrote in her whole life? I don't mind her. She was just way too nosy. Oh yeah, for sure. I think if I knew her in real life, it's the kind of character that I would not like at all. Like the kind of person, like managing females. I cannot abide managing females. But somehow in this story form, I don't mind her. And I think especially because she grows and she develops, she grows on you. 800, 18,000. That is a huge number. It's in between those two.
The fact that it's more than 800, though.
I know. Can you imagine writing that many letters?
Yeah.
Based on the thickness of the book. That's funny. Well, and only a certain amount of them are existing now, which is another question. So I'm not going to tell you how many exist, but 12,000, 2,000, 10,000. That is very specific, Sandra.
Right.
9,564. The correct answer is 3,000. Now, I don't know where they came up with that number. I'm guessing based on her correspondence, the letters they have that exist that are to her from other people, I guess, or so, stuff like that. I don't know how they figured out, but yeah, 3,000. Yep. Correct. Okay. So how many letters remain in existence today? Because Cassandra burned a lot of them. How many still exist? And it is significantly less than 3,000. I will tell you that. Sasha, have you read the book of her letters? Sarah says 230. Dia says 150. Hannah says 500. Cheryl says 200. All good guesses. Dia's the closest. 160 is correct. Just a short selection. Yeah. Okay, last question. Dum, dum, dum. Okay, this one, everybody has to see how many different answers we can get. Name an author or poet whose work Austen mentions by name in her books. So she may not mention the actual author or poet, but she mentions titles of their books or poetry. So what authors and poets work does she mention by name? Name the author or poet, not the work. It's like a really confusing question. There were a lot in Northanger Abbey, because Isabel and Isabel, she gave a whole list to Catherine of books to read. So, and they were all real books. Radcliffe, yes. Anne Radcliffe. Mysteries of Udolpho, yes. Cooper, yes. That was Austen's favorite poet, or one of them. Lover's Vows, yes. Elizabeth Inchbald was the author of that one. Fordyce, yes. Fordyce's sermons. Yes, Elizabeth Inchbald, that's the name of the playwright. Good. Belinda, yes, and that was by Frances Burney. Yeah. Belinda? No, Belinda would be Mariah Edgeworth. Sorry. Evelina was Frances Burney. Any others? We've hit most of them, except for there are others that are lesser known. Not as familiar. Some other ones are, well, Shakespeare, of course. Oh, that guy I don't like. Sir Walter Scott. I don't know which one you don't like. Henry Fielding. Um, Also, she mentioned Oliver Goldsmith. I feel like you have to mention Oliver Goldsmith and what is that book he wrote? The Vicar of Wakefield. Like every classic book mentions his book. It's like it's a rite of passage or something. Camilla, yes. Samuel Richardson, yes. He was Austen's favorite author for some reason. I don't know. She did mention Samuel Johnson as well. The Monk. Oh yeah, that was one of the titles. I forget the author who wrote that one. Yeah, I'm curious about the one. I kind of want to read that one. Yes. Richard Sheridan was another one. He was a playwright that she mentioned. Byron, she mentioned his poetry. Henry Fielding, did I say that? Anyway, yeah. Among others. There were others that she mentioned, but those were the big ones. So that is on my trivia. So do you have a score for us?
I do. And it's probably slightly skewed because any of them where there were multiple answers, I put a point down for each person that answered something differently. So Dia and Sarah are tied at 7. They're the other ones that win. Stina, Sandra, and Sasha, I don't remember her name, all have 4. And then Hannah has 3 and Cheryl has 1, if I counted correctly. So somebody disputes with me, you can dispute me in the comments. I tried to keep up, but I might have missed something. So
awesome. All right. Well, there you go. Good job, ladies. All the trivia, knowing all the Jane Austen things. So, yes, Dia, Oliver Goldsmith. Yes, he has an ubiquitous presence in classic literature.
Yeah, I probably would have only gotten like 2 or 3 points if I had actually been guessing before everybody else.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gotten much.
I'm always bad at trivia games because like details don't stick in my brain. I remember like general impressions and thoughts. I like actual details like names and dates, places escape my brain. I'm terrible at trivia.
I'm good at trivia, but I have to know the trivia first because this is like the first year I've done any kind of looking into Jane Austen, so I know nothing.
Yeah. Well, that leads us right to the next portion of our party today, where we can just chat about all the things Austen that we read this year. So, first of all, did anyone finish reading all the books in the challenge? And by all the books, I mean, there were a few months where we had options. So you only needed to read one of them, not like all the options. So did anybody else read all her novels plus the other ones that were influences in her novels?
I read all of her novels.
Yes.
I did not read every single one of the other books.
Okay. Well, that's pretty good though.
I at least tried all of them, but I didn't finish all of them.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
the fact that I finished Cecilia was an accomplishment.
That book was so long, and there were so many words. Words.
I loved the first half of the book, but the second half of the book, I'm like, I'm not enjoying this quite as much anymore.
Yeah.
So
well, and I liked the character Cecilia, and I mean, I liked the story generally speaking. There was just it was too much. There was a lot. I only read Emma this year, so I've read 4 of her novels. Well, that's pretty good though. Which ones have you not read yet? I actually have read everything except the December ones. I haven't read yet.
Well, I read Lady Susan. I read it in one day. I got it done the first of the month, and I went there. I got my
done. Yes. Well, I had read Lady Susan like last Christmas, over Christmas break, like into early January. So I had read it really recently. So I was going to read this one, this one. There we go. Get it in the camera. The Jane Austen Christmas one, which I randomly found in a thrift store, by the way, for $1. And I was like, yes, I need to get that book.
Yeah.
And it's really short. My intention has been to like sit down by the tree in the evening and read. I just haven't had time, but once school is over and I have Christmas break, I'll have more time.
Yeah.
But
I was originally planning to read one of those instead of Lady Susan because I
yeah,
felt like there were a bunch of people that read Lady Susan
yeah,
last year, and a
mhm,
lot of them didn't like it. So I'm
yeah,
like, maybe I'll skip that one.
yeah.
But then I found out, no, it's just that Lady Susan is unlikable.
Right.
And so I'm like, well, we'll just go ahead and read it because it's really short.
Yeah.
So
Yes. And yeah, Lady Susan is she's just she's a terrible person, but it's a really good book.
yeah.
It's really funny. All right, Dia says not this year. Hannah says I've read Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, Emma, and Persuasion. Okay. So yeah, Mansfield Park and Northanger Abbey. But I've read all her novels many times. Yeah. So I read Lady Susan and Mansfield Park this year. That is an interesting combination.
Mhm.
Very, very different main characters. Very, very
Yes.
different. Probably can't get any different. So if anybody read any of the non-Austen books, so that was Pamela by Samuel Richardson, The Mysteries of Udolpho, Cecilia. Was that it? Or was there another one?
Lost Memoirs.
Oh yeah, The Lost Memoirs. That was one of the options for January. And then plus the Christmas options. Did anybody read any of those? And if you did, which was your favorite of them? And Sandra says, I read all the novels in Lady Susan, The Prayers, and I'm reading one of the selections for December. Awesome.
Oh, and Lover's Vows. I forgot about that one.
Oh, yes. Lover's
We had that
Vows.
play too.
I also read Evelina, but not Cecilia. I personally liked Evelina better. I read Evelina several years ago, not this year, but I like that one better than Cecilia. So that was a better choice.
Yeah.
I read Pamela. Oh, how did you feel about Pamela?
Yeah, I'm glad that I missed Pamela. I did the Lost Memoirs instead.
Yeah, that was a good choice. Nobody needs to read Pamela. I'm just going to say that. All right, Sina says, I've started Udolpho. How are you liking it? I actually was surprised by how much I liked The Mysteries of Udolpho. I really enjoyed that one. As far as my favorite, oh, that's hard. Of the non-Austen ones, definitely not Pamela, for sure. And not Cecilia either. So it'll be between Mysteries of Udolpho, Lover's Vows. I did not read The Lost Memoirs this time. It's a toss up. They're very different. The Mysteries of Udolpho versus Lover's Vows. I listened to Lover's Vows this time, and it was like a different people like read the different characters, so it was almost like listening to the play version, and I really enjoyed that. It was funny. Pamela, cute face. That's how we all feel about it. I read Lover's Vows and then went on to read her novel, A Simple Story. Did you like the novel? I've been curious to try that. I have to head off to evening prayer, but we'll check back in case you're still here after. All right. Enjoy. I really enjoyed mostly keeping up with the challenge this year. I read Lady Susan and the Letters, Lover's Vows, and Mysteries of Udolpho. Oh, good. You picked the good ones. Oh, and by the way, welcome, Lydia. I'm going to add your name to our drawing for the giveaway. Let's see. I'm liking Udolpho so far, Sina says. Good. Yeah, I really like that one. It was long and a little wordy, a lot of descriptive stuff, but it was good. I liked it was so ridiculous that it crossed into funny for me. Sorry, I've lost track. Are we talking about Lovers or Pamela, or it could be any of them?
Right.
I could see
they all cross into ridiculous.
Yeah. It was simple. It was okay, but the publishers encouraged her to add to it, and the edition was not awesome. Oh, yes. I have heard that about that book. Oops, sorry. I mean, I liked Pamela for what it is, but the crying was something. Yeah. I mean, yes. I didn't think it was like a terrible book that needed to go into the fire or anything like that, but it was Pamela was just so like, I don't know, overblown, like very exaggerated, I guess. But liking it for what it is, yeah. That's, all right, Leah, thanks. I'll be in and out listening as I clean up the kitchen. That is something I need to do, but yeah, not doing it right now. So you're talking about Pamela. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. Which book that you read out of all of them, Austen or not, surprised you the most? And let's see. I'd read Lover's Vows before, so that didn't surprise me at all. And I kind of knew what I was going into when I read Pamela. I sort of knew what I should expect. I mean, Cecilia didn't, nothing about it necessarily surprised me. So I guess I would say The Mysteries of Udolpho surprised me by how much I ended up liking it in the end.
I was surprised I enjoyed Cecilia as much as I did, especially because of how long the book is.
Right.
Like when I saw the length, I went, "Uh-oh, this could be really good or this could be really bad."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of the same with Mysteries of Udolpho, but and I think it helped that I had read before I read it. I had read that book, Jane Austen's Bookshelf, and Anne Radcliffe was one of the authors she talked about in that book, and she talked about how when Anne Radcliffe was being published, one of the things that everybody admired about her writing was actually the thing that modern people generally tend to dislike, which was her descriptions, her descriptive writing about scenes and everything. Mm-hmm. And that people just ate up that because, you know, not many people traveled during that time.
Yeah.
And so they just really enjoyed her descriptions of Italy and France and everything. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to keep that in mind as I'm reading this and actually like take the time to enjoy that scene setting and those descriptions rather than just kind of trying to get through it to get to the story. And just that shift of perspective really helped me to enjoy it a lot more than the other book I had read by her, which was Romance of the Forest, which was good. I didn't dislike it, but I liked Mysteries of Udolpho better. Dia has enjoyed every Radcliffe she's read. I can see that. I was surprised by how much I enjoyed Persuasion because I kept hearing Pride and Prejudice and Emma as most people's faves. I was also very surprised by how much I like Mysteries of Udolpho. Such beautiful writing. Yeah, the writing was beautiful. And I think every Austen book has its fan base of people who it's their favorite. Even Mansfield Park, which is maybe not as common, but
for some people. Because Kelly from Bookish Kelly, I think that's her favorite book.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, everybody has. One of them is somebody's favorite. Which just shows you the depth of her writing ability.
Yeah. Probably the one that actually surprised me the most, though, was Emma.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like I said, I'd read a modern adaptation of it. I'd read a graphic novel adaptation of it, and I hated both of them.
Yeah.
And I'd seen Clueless and then another movie adaptation. And I actually kind of enjoyed both of them. So I was like, maybe it's getting better. And yeah, spoiler for whenever I actually get my video up. I loved Emma. I flew through that book.
Yeah.
I'm like, I did not expect this to be one of my favorites for the year.
Yeah.
So.
I liked Mansfield Park, Stina says. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I do like it. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I like all of Austen's books. It's just not as compelling, I guess, of a story for me as some of the others. Pride and Prejudice is my fave so far. I was not expecting it to be so hilarious. Yeah, I like to have some laugh out loud lines. They're just really funny. I actually named my daughter Pemberley. That's so cute. I love that. I love that name, Pemberley. It's just like it's the perfect name. So this question, hold on, let's see. I'm reading Persuasion tomorrow. Oh, enjoy. I love that one so much when I read it this fall, when we read it with the reading challenge. I had read it before and enjoyed it, but this time around, I don't know. I just really loved it. It was like one of those books when you finish reading, it's like, happy sigh. Like that was so good. So that was a really good one. All right, so let's see. We get compliments on it all the time. People say it's so feminine, and I agree. Yeah, I never thought of it that way before, but you're right. I mean, it's kind of like Kimberly, I guess, but prettier, actually, I think. Mm-hmm. I mean, no shade on the name Kimberly. That's a good name, too.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do you love most about Austen's writing? I would say for myself, two things. One, I love how realistic her characters are. And I also have filmed my ranking video, but I have not had time to edit it and get it up. So who knows when that will happen. Maybe this week, maybe not. Anyway, one thing that I mention in there is that, like, in particular in Pride and Prejudice, like Lizzie and Darcy, you feel like you know them. Not even necessarily that they are like people you know, but like she writes them so well on the page. Like you feel like you know them. Like they're real people that you could actually interact with in reality. I mean, and obviously you can't because they're from her imagination, but she's written them so well that they feel real. Yeah. So that's my favorite thing, is like her real characters. And the other thing that I really love about her is, and this is, I think, the thing that I love is sometimes what people dislike. And it's very true in this case. I love her subtlety. And I love that her, like, you have to read her books a few times to really appreciate every time you read it, you see new layers, and you I don't know, you see better what she's doing. It's just, it's not all on the surface, and it's none of her stories are like fast-paced, dramatic, plot-driven necessarily. Like, it's just the story she's telling is very subtle, but it's very well done, in my opinion. Yeah. Hannah says the humor in her stories, even in Emma Persuasion, some of my favorite characters are the ones that are so dramatic. Yes. Oh, it was so funny. We saw a play of Persuasion, and Anne's sister, the married one, Mary, is that her name?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my goodness, her character, the way she was portrayed on the stage, they like nailed her, and it was so funny. But they also made her honestly a little bit likable. I've always like hated her in the book because she's so annoying, but because they made her really funny in the play, you actually kind of liked her a little bit. Like she was more lovable.
Yeah.
The wit and the natural flow. Yes, the wit is just top notch. I love how my perspective changes as I age. Yes, so true. PMP used to be about me being Lizzie. Now it's about me being Mrs. Bennet. That's hilarious, Sarah. I used to think Persuasion was boring. Now it's my favorite. Yeah, the first time I read Persuasion, I thought it was boring. But now that I'm older, I appreciate it. Let's see. Sarah says she saw people in different stages and knew them. What a gift. Yeah, like we read, well, Persuasion and Northanger Abbey were published together, and so we read them, like Persuasion and then Northanger Abbey. And that contrast between, like, Persuasion is an older protagonist, and then Catherine, that's like Northanger Abbey is like a YA novel, and that she did them so well. Like she did the YA really well, and she did like the innocent, naive teenage girl. Perfect. She nailed it. And then she nailed the older single woman as well. Like perfect. I mean, older being relative. Like Anne wasn't that. The pacing and how real her characters are. Yes, I love that. I enjoy how she shows how people never change. Oh yeah, so true. The same people are doing the same things centuries later. Oh my goodness, so true. Yep.
I think my favorite part was definitely all the relationships. How well she wrote, friendships and romantic relationships and marriages and all of that.
Yeah, so true. Sarah says, I have 5 daughters too. I think 1 or 2 of them have been married. Is that right? Or is it your sons who have been married? I have to go now, but this has been so fun to listen to. I'll try to get back on and listen to the rest tomorrow. All right.
Bye, Cheryl.
And yes, y'all can pop in the comments whenever you happen to be watching this. I love Mrs. Bennet. The lady just wants to make sure her daughters are taken care of. Yes. I mean, there's definitely some self-absorption there for sure.
Yeah.
Just my sons have been married. Okay. Oh, got to get those daughters married off. Although I will say, out of 7 sisters in my family, only 2 of us were married for the longest time, and now 3 of us are married. The others are all happily single. But one older daughter is in a persuasion situation, and that's why it's my favorite now. Aww.
Mm.
Hopefully hers has a happy ending. And now this is a fun question to think about, and I don't know that I've ever thought about this before. So what do you guys think? If Austen had lived longer, what sort of books do you think she would have written? And what are some storylines you would have liked her to write, or situations, scenarios, etc.? I mean, I think she would have continued to write about real people doing real things. I don't think she ever would have branched out from that. And I think her wit and humor, I can imagine she probably would have written more in the satire vein of things as well, like satirizing other works or ideas of the day. So I don't know what specifically. I'd have to think a little bit more about that. But it's fun to think about, like, what she might have tackled.
I could see, especially as she got older, maybe having like a character who's widowed.
Oh, yeah.
And looking at that situation.
Yeah. I like that idea.
Because most of hers, they're younger, they haven't been married yet. So
right. Sarah says,
or maybe even written from the mother's perspective instead of the unmarried perspective.
That's a good point. That would be cool. I think she would have gotten more snarky in her old age.
Probably.
Right. Because, like, the older somebody gets, the less filter they have. Like, I know my grandmother was like that. The older she got, and also my husband's grandmother, they both have very similar personalities. And the older they got, like, the less filter they had, and you never knew what they were going to say. And they could be very snarky, very.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some stories poking fun at Queen Victoria. Yeah, what if she had lived into the Victorian era?
Right.
That's a good point. Like, do you think that she would? Because as a novel kind of developed during the Victorian era, they got a lot more wordy, more verbose in their writing style. I wonder if she would have, because she's not like that. Like, Austen's writing she doesn't have any extra words. Every single word in her stories, it needs to be there. So I wonder if she would have adopted some of the Victorian styles. So I just heard my family, I think they just parked in the driveway. So they may be coming through the door any minute. Apologies for loud noise. I can't see her changing her style unless it suits her. Yeah, I think so, because already her style was so different from what other people were writing then anyway. Like, Austen is Austen, and, like, she's not, you can't put her in anybody's box.
I would be really curious because obviously Persuasion and Northanger Abbey were published posthumously, and they're so much shorter than her other novels. So I'm kind of curious if she would have eventually published those, and if they would have ended up being longer, like the other 4 novels, if there would have actually been more to the story.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, let's see. Okay. So, Stina says she would definitely up her snark game. Yeah, I think that's probably a given. I think she would have leaned more into the snark and the satire. So, who is your favorite Austen hero and your least favorite? So you don't have to rank all of them unless you want to. If you want to rank them all, but who's your favorite and your least favorite?
I think my favorite's a toss-up between 2, because I really like Mr. Knightley.
Yes.
But I also this is where I'm bad with names, because I just read the book. The ultimate love interest in Northanger Abbey.
Oh, Henry Tilney.
Yeah.
Yes.
Him I really like too.
I never really ranked him as one of my favorites, but this last time I read Northanger Abbey, he kind of really moved up a lot. He's just so he's funny and he's charming, but also he's a good guy. And like that's a killer combination right there.
Yeah.
Like,
And
'cause
he
a lot
stood
of
up for
times,
her against his dad and all of that.
right?
And it's like,
Yeah,
I really liked him. So
yeah. Because a lot of times, like the funny, charming guys are, like Willoughby. They're really snakes, but he's not. He's just a genuine good guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really liked him. He definitely moved up in my I don't know what the word is.
Estimation.
Thank you. That is a very good word. That is exactly the word that I needed. I really liked Tilney. Stina says, yeah, I agree. Tilney was a good guy.
Yeah.
But I do also love Mr. Knightley. I do love Mr. Knightley. And I like Mr. Darcy, of course. So I guess the others, let's see, Edmund, Captain, what in the world is his name?
Captain Wentworth.
Thank you, Captain Wentworth.
And then there's Edward and Willoughby.
Edward Ferrars. I mean, Edward Ferrars and like Edmund, they're kind of bland to me. Captain Wentworth is okay. Sarah says he's her favorite. Mr. Knightley, least favorite Captain Wentworth. Sorry, I just can't get over the holding the grudge for some 10 years. He does hold a grudge for a long time, that's for sure. Oh, Edward is definitely my worst. Edward Ferrars.
See, I don't mind Edward, but
yeah, I don't mind him. I mean, I think he was a good guy stuck in a hard place of his own making.
Yeah.
But he had to learn important lessons from it.
Yeah.
And I think he was honorable in the end. I also like that he was introverted and shy.
Yeah.
And I think that that's kind of sweet in a guy. Knightley, Colonel Brandon, Tilney, and Wentworth are my favorites. Well, that's like all of them. You just left out a couple.
Yeah.
They're all good guys. Let's see. Same with heroines. Favorite and least favorite.
I want to go back real quick. My least favorite is it Thorpe? Is that his last name in Northanger Abbey?
Oh, yeah.
I detested him. Because I'm like, at least Willoughby and Mr. Wickham, I don't like them. But at least like when you have a conversation with them, they're nice, they're polite, they're charming.
Right.
Like Thorpe just annoys me.
Yes. He's
taking over her plans.
Yes.
Like, no.
Yeah. He was obnoxious.
Yeah.
100%.
And I struggle to pick a favorite heroine.
Yeah.
Because part of me wants to pick Eleanor, but I'm like, I think that's because I see a lot of myself in Eleanor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that might be why.
Yeah. Thorpe is yes, with capital letters and exclamation points, definitely. Favorite Elizabeth, least favorite Emma. That tracks.
Yeah.
I don't know. My least favorite. I feel like they all have something to recommend them. Like, I would say Lizzie or Emma is probably my favorite. And honestly, my least favorite would probably be Marianne, mostly because I think she's just overly dramatic about everything. And I cannot handle people who are dramatic about everything.
Yeah.
That just annoys me. Like, just get over it. It's okay. Sarah says Eleanor is my least. All right. You and Charlene will have to fight over that. Anne and Lizzie. Anne being favorite, Lizzie being least. Oh, your faves. Those are your faves.
Okay.
And least favorite is Emma. Least is Lydia. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my word. Lydia is a piece of work. Goodness. Yes. Favorite. She's immature. So immature. Favorite Eleanor, least Marianne. Yeah. I'm on board with the Marianne. Love you, Charlene.
Love you too. We don't have to agree. It's fine.
Yeah. Lizzie is my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah. And see, the hard part is like, I feel like Anne is probably my least favorite. There are things that I like about her.
Yeah.
But I'm like, from her perspective, living with a father and sister who are so extravagant,
Yeah.
and they really seem like they couldn't care less about her.
Yeah.
Holding on to her feelings for this guy for 8 years instead of getting out of that house and marrying somebody else because that's
Right.
really the only option she has.
Right.
I'm like, it feels kind of silly in her situation. But I also read Persuasion. And I'm like, I get the sneaky suspicion she wrote this as a very semi autobiographical novel
Yeah.
because we know that apparently there was a guy that she fell in love with, but they didn't end up together. I'm
Right.
like, I almost feel like she wrote this as almost a wishful thinking. Like, if this could work out for her, like, this is how it would go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I
I mean,
think that,
obviously, she's in a different situation. Her family was much nicer to her,
right. Yes.
um, but I almost feel like that's what that was, is her
Yeah.
playing out. Well, if this guy ever came back in my life,
Right.
so
Yeah. And he ended up being um, a very successful judge in
mhm.
Ireland. And he apparently spoke fondly of Jane Austen in his later years.
Mm,
So, yeah, that's one of those sad love stories. Hi,
yeah.
Amy. Glad you could make it. All right, so a couple more questions. What about side characters? There are a lot of, even her side characters are very interesting and very realistic.
Mhm.
I feel like in Dickens, his side characters are often caricatures, and they have elements that we recognize in people, but they're not like fully fleshed out people. They're very caricature like. But I feel like Austen, she sort of has that. Like some of her side characters, like Mr. Collins, for example, he's more like exaggerated, but he still feels very real at the same
Yeah.
time.
Him
So
and Catherine de Bourgh are my least favorite.
yeah. Lady Catherine de Bourgh. You have to say it like that.
Yes. Very haughty.
Yes. Henry Tilney is cheerful in the film. Well, he's very cheerful in the book too. I don't know if you've read the book, Amy, but he's very cheerful. He's very
Yeah.
consistently cheerful. Actually, so is Catherine, though. That's a very cheerful book all around.
Yeah.
Very, very
Despite the fact that it has the gothic undertones.
yes, yeah. I don't know about my favorite side character. I mean, Mr. Collins is just like he's a terrible person. Um, but it's so funny. Like he's so ridiculous. It's funny. So
Mhm.
he's fun to read, even if I wouldn't want to know him in real life.
Yeah.
He's fun to
Kind of
read.
like Emma's father.
Yes, yeah.
So I'm like, I read that, I'm like, he's such a hypochondriac.
Yes. I would have zero patience for him. But I
Yeah.
think that's one of the endearing things about Emma that makes up for
Yeah.
her terrible parts, because she does have terrible
Mhm.
parts to her personality,
Yeah.
is that she is unfailingly patient and loving with her father.
Yeah.
And I think that's very endearing.
Mhm.
Because me, I would not have patience for that.
Yeah.
Lucy Steele is the worst. The plotting and narcissism are so realistic that it makes me cringe every time I read it. Yes, absolutely. My favorite side is Mr. Bingley. Least favorite is Bingley. Well, you know, I do love Mr. Bingley, and I
Mhm.
feel like my husband is very much like Mr. Bingley, like the friendly, cheerful guy that everybody likes. That's very much my husband. Crawford's. I find them fascinating. Like they're dislikable people. Like they're nasty people. But I find it fascinating how Austen just kind of gives them this thin like edge of goodness. Like there's potential goodness in there. They're not like fully bad all the way through, but then they give in to their inner bad self instead of reaching more towards the good. And I feel like it's very realistic. Like I feel like I know people like that.
Mhm.
I love how Bride and Prejudice Bollywood movie portrayed Collins. I haven't watched that in so many years. I don't remember.
I've
Uh,
never even heard of it. So I feel
yeah,
like I got to look into that now.
I remember enjoying it. But I don't remember that specifically. Mrs. Norris, she's terrible. She might be the worst person in all of the books.
Which one is she from?
She's from Mansfield Park. She's the aunt who is always mean to Fanny. Like,
oh, okay, yeah.
never says anything nice to her at all. But she's
Yes.
always like cosseting and spoiling the real daughters, and even though they're terrible people.
Yeah.
And
she was one I was cracking up reading some of her stuff because well, I don't say much on this, and I'm like, and then we have a whole paragraph coming of you talking.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I agree. I did not like this.
Yeah. Stina says, "Oh yeah."
The hard part with all these books is trying to keep track of which characters go where.
Yes. I like Harriet Smith in Emma. I mean, she's a little bit like, oh, you sweet girl, like, okay, get a clue, honey. But
she is, but
also she's very likable.
Yeah, I like Mrs. Bates too. I know she's long-winded, but I love Mrs. Bates.
I feel like, so when I was growing up, there was a woman in my dad was a pastor of a small church, and there was a woman there, and I always kind of equate her with Miss Bates. Now, she was not long-winded like Miss Bates by any means, but she lived with her elderly mom in this rundown farmhouse, even though like their farm was actually pretty successful, but they lived in a rundown farmhouse. And she was always like the sweetest person, and would take the shirt off her back to give to you if you needed it. And every time I read Miss Bates, for some reason, it makes me think of her, that woman that I knew growing up.
Because that's the hard part. It's like Emma can't see past all of her talkativeness, but everybody else in the village is like, no, she's a sweet person. She's grateful. She's kind to everybody. They saw that part of her, and we're like, we can deal with her talkativeness. She's a really good person.
Right. Yes. So. The snark was priceless. Yeah, I think Mrs. Norris that you're talking about. The Miss Bates actress in Emma was phenomenal. Which Emma? I'm just curious. Which adaptation?
I've seen two different ones. So
I've seen all of them, but I've only seen the most recent one once, so I don't remember much about it.
Yeah, I've seen the most recent one, and I've seen the one with the one that we watched, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh yes, yeah, I like that one. That's a good movie version one. Yeah. My favorite adaptation, I don't remember what year it is, but it's the Emma with the blonde hair. Anya, what's her face?
I don't remember her name either. I just know it's the one from 2020.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, what about the funniest scene in Anya Taylor-Joy? I'll have to look that up.
There's always one scene that immediately comes to mind when I think of a funny scene. It's from Pride and Prejudice, and it's the one where her father tells Lizzie that, well, you're in a bit of a dilemma. Your mother will never speak to you again if you don't marry Mr. Collins, and I'll never speak to you again if you do.
Yes, I love that one. Every time I read the book and I'm coming up to that scene, I'm like, that's so fun. It's so great.
Yes, it is. It's my favorite line in the book. So
yes. Kate Beckinsale is my favorite Emma. That was a TV series too, right? And the last movie I watched in the cinema before the world shut down. Haha. What memories.
Yeah. I didn't know when in 2020 it came out. I just know that's the year it says.
I remember watching it. We didn't watch it in theaters. We watched it pretty soon after, though. Because I think that they made it available because it happened, I think, right around the same time as everything shut down. So I think they made it available pretty quick on Amazon or something. That's where I watched it.
Okay.
I actually appreciate Sir Thomas Bertram, my last read through Mansfield Park. Yeah. He has character growth too. For a side character, she actually takes him on a bit of a journey. I mean, literally and figuratively. He comes to appreciate Fanny. I know what you meant. I'm trying to think about a funniest scene. I know I know Pride and Prejudice has some other funny ones. I know that in Pride and Prejudice, there are like things that Lizzie is thinking or things that she says that are really super funny that make me laugh. But at the moment, right now, I can't think. I can't think what they are.
Of course, I'm also thinking about Northanger Abbey when Tilney is, talking to Catherine. Where do you come up with these ideas?
Yeah.
When she starts going, I thought this and this was going on, and where do you come up with this?
Yeah. Yes. There's a lot of funny moments in Northanger Abbey as well, for sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of frustrating moments too.
Yeah, frustrating.
Anything involving the Thorpes.
Yes. Yes. I think a lot of times the humor though is not even necessarily in like what happens, but the irony that Austen uses in telling about it that makes it so funny.
Yeah.
Like for example, the opening line of Pride and Prejudice. And that whole conversation between Mr. and Mrs. Bennet is hilarious in the first chapter of Pride and Prejudice. Like that right there is pure gold. Like that dialogue is the best.
Yep.
I love the beginning of Sense and Sensibility. The older brother's wife talks him down and down and down until he's finally giving them no money. Sad for them, but the wife is so real. Yes, so true. The scene in the garden when Lizzie is with Lady Catherine. I love that scene. That is like epic. And that is where my mug quote comes from. Obstinate, headstrong girl. Yes, I love that scene. So good. Okay, so I realized this time in reading all of the books this year in 1 year, I realized that in every single book, and normally I don't like it when books have these kind of scenes in them, but in every single book, Jane Austen includes at least one scene where you are dying in secondhand embarrassment on behalf of the characters in the scene. And like, it's so cringe because they've gotten themselves into such an or they get like thrown into a situation that's so embarrassing and you just want to crawl under a couch for them. So I thought it would be fun for us to recall our most, the scenes that give us the most secondhand embarrassment. Like for me, one of them is the one where Marianne encounters Willoughby at the ball and like just basically throws herself at him. And even though he's obviously been ignoring her up until that point, but for some reason she can't see that. And she like very publicly throws herself at him and then he like cuts her cold. And oh my goodness, it's like you don't want to watch it happen. Like you're reading a book. No, Marianne, no, I can't watch.
I feel like there were a few of those scenes in Sense and Sensibility.
Yes.
Where it's just major secondhand embarrassment.
Yes, absolutely. Both Marys are terribly embarrassing. Yes. Mary Bennet and well, there's other Marys. There's Mary Musgrove. She's kind of embarrassing too. Mary Crawford. She's not necessarily embarrassing, but Lizzie in Pemberley. Oh yes, when she hi, I didn't know you would be here.
They said you were gone.
Yeah. In Persuasion and in PM. Okay, yeah. Mary Musgrove and Mary Bennet. Yes, very much so. Yes, Mary at the piano. Oh my goodness, so embarrassing.
Yes.
The other one in Sense and Sensibility, and I feel like the Emma Thompson movie did this really well, where she's talking to Lucy Steele and Eleanor and Lucy Steele both know what's going on. Like they both know that she's engaged to Edward, but Edward doesn't know that Eleanor knows. And also, I don't know that he knows to what extent they know each other. And so then he walks in and they're both together. That is like the awesomest scene ever.
Yes. So I think that was probably the one that I was trying to remember. I'm like, I know there was another scene in Sense and Sensibility, but I can't remember it now.
Yes. That one makes me cringe every time.
Yeah.
Although I don't think Mary really got it. Yeah, I don't think Mary really had a strong self-awareness.
No.
Kind of went right over her head.
Yep.
The other scene that I find really super embarrassing is in Northanger Abbey, when I think you had mentioned it before, the scene where she, she thinks all these terrible things about Henry Tilney's family, like his dad murdered his wife or something. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and she actually says
Actually
that
tells
to
him.
him. She actually admits it to him, and I'm like, girl, no, keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
Keep those embarrassing ideas in your own head.
Yeah. I think the one scene that I think of, and I actually didn't mind reading this one, but it's still very much secondhand embarrassment, is in Emma when
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. I feel like his first name is Edward, but the one guy that she's trying to set Harriet Smith up with, essentially at the very beginning of the book, when he proposes to Emma instead.
Yes. The pastor.
Yeah. Like I should know his name, but
why can't I?
I'm bad with names, especially reading this many books with this many similar names.
Elton,
yes,
Mr.
Elton.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, I'm so embarrassed for you, but you kind of had this coming because you told her not to marry the other guy.
Yes. Yeah. That is but Emma has a lot of embarrassing moments because she puts her foot in her mouth. Yeah. Elton was his name. Mr. Weston was her former governess's husband. Oh goodness. And then I'm trying to remember, most of Emma is embarrassing, yes. Because she just puts herself in those situations.
I don't know how you can limit yourself to 3.
I know, right? Oh my goodness. That one, so bad. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I know that there are moments in Persuasion, besides Mary Musgrove being ridiculous. But right now I can't remember. I'm trying to remember. I can't, scanning through scanning through the scenes in the book, and I can't remember which ones I thought were awkward scenes when I was reading them. And Mansfield Park, I feel like has a few awkward moments in it as well, although maybe more tense moments rather than awkward per se.
Although there is with the 2 sisters and Edward, when Edward's favor switches from one sister to the other.
Yes.
That gets extremely awkward.
Yes, that is very awkward. Funny scene when Mrs. Bennet makes Jane go on horseback.
Because she's hoping that she'll get stuck in the rain and have to stay there.
Yes. Badly done.
Badly done, Emma, yes.
Badly done. Yes. Very good. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. I have been putting everybody's name who has showed up in the comments in my wheel of names. So I'm going to read off the names I have to make sure everybody's here. If I don't mention you, please leave a little comment and say, hey, don't forget me before I do the whole spin to win. Let's see. I've got Skeleton Key Books. I've got Novel Idea. I've got Hannah's Book Cafe. I have Sarah Color. I have Sandra. I have Naresh Karaswa. I have Border Collie in a Library. I have Candlewick Library. I have Lydia Borovina. I have Michael and Christine Bishop. And I have Amy of Hearth Ridge. So if I didn't get you, let me know. Thanks for coming, Sina. I'm going to give everybody a minute. So just to review, everybody's entered to win in the giveaway either your choice of this mug with the Obstinate Headstrong Girl design, or the t-shirt, which I'm wearing, which I have a hard time getting in the camera frame. But that one is the t-shirt. Same thing. Yes, I have Sandra.
And the book.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, yes. And Charlene is going to send you, you want to show them? It's a copy of Pride and Prejudice.
So.
Yeah.
It's a little nicer.
Special edition. Yeah. So, I am not going to bother trying to share my screen right now because I am tired and old. So y'all are just going to have to trust me, okay? So, well, here we go. We're going to spin. And boop. Can you hear it?
I can't.
It might not because it's a different tab.
Yeah.
Oh, yay! It is Candlewick Library. So, Cheryl. Oh, hey, Sandra. Hello. We are just now wrapping up. We just did drew the giveaway, and that is Cheryl at Candlewick Library. Are you still on, Cheryl?
I think she said she was leaving, but
yeah, I knew somebody had mentioned that, but I didn't remember who it was. Yeah. Anyway, so Cheryl, we just need your mailing address, if that's okay. So if you can send that to us, and then we will get your gifts sent to you as soon as possible when we have a spare moment.
Holiday season. Unfortunately means at this point in time, a good chance it won't be there till January, but you can get it.
Don't expect it by Christmas, but yeah, that's not going to happen. So anyway, thank you very much to everybody who participated in the readathon for the whole year, to whatever extent that you were able to participate. And the conversations that we had on Discord were so fun. I really enjoyed that, reading with all of you. And tonight was so fun. Had a great time. So yes, thank you for being here, Sarah, and Dia, and Sandra. Sorry that we are finishing up just when you got back. But you can go and watch through what you missed before while you were gone. So anyway, thank you, everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful evening, and we will both see you around on BookTube. Bye.